When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement filled with cans of food and water. When a nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out about that barrel. Today, the crust of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a word. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, part of the reason for this is that we have invested to a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we actually invested a very little in a system to stop epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic. Let's look at Ebola. I'm sure all of you read about it in the newspaper. Lot of top strategies I followed. I carefully through the case analysis tool we use to track polio eradication. And as you look at what done, the problem wasn't that was a system that didn't work well enough. The problem was they didn't have a system at all. In fact, there were some pretty obvious key missing pieces. We didn't have a group of epidemiologists ready to go who have gone and seen the disease and see how far it's spread. The case reports came in on paper. It was very delayed before reported online and they're extremely inaccurate. We didn't have a medical team ready to go. We didn't have well preparing people. Now, Medicine Sans Frontier did a great job orchestrating volunteers, but even so, we far slower than we shouldn't get into this country. In a large epidemic, which requires to have hundreds of thousands of workers. This was not there to look at treatment approaches. No one to look at the diagnosis to figure out what tools we used. As an example, we could have taken the blood of survivor processes and put that plasma back in people to protect them, but that's was never tried. So there was a lot of missing, and these things are rarely as Robert Keller. The WHO is funded to monitor epidemic but not to do this thing I talked about. Now in the movies, it's quite different. There's a group of handsome epidemiologists ready to go. They move in, they save the day. But that's just for Hollywood. The failure that just to repair could allow the next epidemic to be dramatically more devastating than Ebola. Let's look at the progression of Ebola over this year. About 10,000 people died, and nearly all were in the three West African countries. There's three reasons why it didn't spread more. The first, there was a lot of heroic work by the health workers. They found the people, then they pretend to more infection. The second is the nature of the virus. Ebola does not spread through the air. And by the time you're contagious, most people are so sick that they barely. Third, it didn't get into many urban areas that were just luck. If it got into more than urban areas, that case number would have been much larger. So next time we might not be so lucky. You can have virus where people feel well enough while they infectious that they cannot plan or they're going to market. The source of virus could be a natural by terrorism, and so there are things that would literally make things a thousand times worse. And in fact, let's look at the model of a virus spread through the air, like the Spanish flu back in 1918. So here's what will happen. It will spread throughout the world very quickly. And you can see that 3 million died from that epidemic. So this is a serious problem. We should be concerned. But in fact, we can build a really good response system. We have a benefit of all the science and technology that we talk about here. We got cell phone to get information from the public, to get information out to them. We have satellite map where we can see where people moving. They should dramatically train to turn around time to look at pattern and be able to make treatment and vaccines that fit for that faster change. So we can have tools, but those tools to be put into an overall global health system, and we need preparedness. The best lesson I think on how to read prepare again that we do for work. For soldier, we have full time waiting to go. We have reserves that can scale to a large number. A NATO has a mobile unit that NATO does a lot of work to track our people well trained. Do they understand about fuel and logistics and same radio frequencies, so are they absolutely ready to go? So those are the type of things we need to deal with epidemic. What are the key pieces? First, we need strong health system in poor countries. That's where mother can give birth safety, just getting on the vaccine, but also where they see the outbreak. We need a macro circle, got to people to train them background and ready to go with the expertise. And then we need repair to medical people with the military, taking advantage of the military ability to move fast due to justice and secure areas. We need to do simulation, term game, not word games, so that we see where the holes are. The last time a term game was done in the United States was back in 2001 and it didn't go so well so far. The score term 1 people 0. Finally, we need lots of advanced R&D in areas of vaccines and diagnosis. There are some big breakthroughs like adeno associated we could very quickly. Now I don't have an exact budget for that, but I'm quite sure very modest compared to the potential harm. The World Bank estimates that if we have worldwide flu epidemic, global wealth will go down by over $3 million, and that with millions and millions of deaths. This investment offers significant benefit beyond just being ready for the epidemic. The primary healthcare, the R&D, those things would reduce global health equity and make the world more just as well more safe. So I think this should absolutely be a variety. There's no need the pandemic. We don't have African spaghetti for go down into the basement, but we need to go get going because time is not on our side. In fact, there is one positive thing that can calm the Ebola epidemic. Is that can serve as early more warning, a wake-up call to get ready. If we start now, we can be ready for the next step epidemic. Thank you.